In the early 1990s, the world was introduced to Legends of the Hidden Temple, a game show that combined history with competitive middle school kids on indoor obstacle courses. The man who guided this adventure was Kirk Fogg.
There goes Johnny. He's got one more room. He can make it. If he makes it, he's going to get it all. He's going to go to Cancun. He's going to win it. That's all I did.
This is his podcast.
It's time once again to go beyond the hidden temple with your legendary host, your favorite guide, Kirk Fogg. And here he is now.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, almost.
Almost. I'm not Olmec, but I'm as close as we can get on our budget.
It's good. You're kissing cousins, I tell you right now.
Thank you
we
very
got
much.
Almost with us, and
Thank
we also have a very other great guest with us tonight too. We have my very good friend Michael Schoolcraft.
Yes. I'm not almost him. I'm actually him.
Oh, you are him.
You could afford me.
Oh, right.
Join as Kirk, Almost, and co-host Michael Schoolcraft revisit life inside the Hidden Temple.
The show was so difficult to run. It was such a tech-heavy show, and I didn't know what I was doing. And when we did the show, do you know the first episode we did took us 16 hours to do a half-hour show?
Wow.
16 hours to do it.
You must have been awful.
I was.
I mean, but why?
First of all, they put me in those shorts.
Oh.
Okay, I had nothing to do with it.
Wait a second. Yes. Now, at the fitting, when they put you in the shorts, were you saying this is a bad idea?
I didn't think they were bad, but then I saw myself in replay, and I said, "Good Lord, those calves are huge."
Wait a minute. So now we're supposed to believe you had good hair, athletic, and huge calves?
My calves were just
This is the issue? You think your calves were upstaging you?
They were. I played football for 10 years. I was on the defensive line. I was a very small defensive lineman.
You were 5'9" and a defensive lineman?
155 pounds. We would like to have you be the host of this show, Legends of the Hidden Temple.
You must have been proud. Or did you think because you're 5'9", you'd make the kids look bigger?
Yes. Please move your seat up. Move your seat. Of all the 5'9" actors, you are the best.
You
5'9".
are definitely 5'9", and technically, can you play 5'8.5"? And you said, "I'm willing to do what it takes." Now, do you happen to know of other big names who turned down for this? Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen, was Regis up for this? Regis is 5'8".
No, because they were looking. They had really pretty much. Had really narrowed it down by that point to who would take the least amount of money.
That was your insight. That was your competitive advantage.
I learned that.
For participating in today's emote and crossing the emote, you win 3 days and 6 nights in beautiful Lake Chattahoochee, where you'll be sleeping in a sleeping bag hanging from a tree like a dead possum.
Awesome.
And Nestle's Quick.
Oh, Nestle's
so it's not a total
Thank
loss.
you for giving me the Nestle's Quick, because if I'm hanging in a pod, I just want the can and a spoon.
That's all you need.
I just need the powder into my mouth.
You can live off. You can live off Nestle's Quick and Taco Bell hot sauce for weeks. I understand.
Ooh, that sounds delicious,
all right.
doesn't it?
It does.
And listen as Kirk guides his guests across emotional moats through pits of despair as they share their legends beyond the Hidden Temple.
So you were, as my dad would say, you guys were middle class or lower middle class?
We didn't try, go on trips or travel.
I don't know why
much.
I'm pinning you down for your socioeconomic.
No,
I just want to know where my questions are going to go based on his socioeconomic status.
Are you asking him to co-sign something for you?
Exactly. All of a sudden, my credit score just goes down. There was 8 of us in a 3-bedroom house. I lived in my parents' walk-in closet with my brother in a bunk bed.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, you lived in a closet.
Well, yeah, because we had more kids, so we started running out of
Then you
room.
planned.
I didn't. They did.
Seriously, you lived in a walk-in closet?
Yeah, but it sounds worse than it is. Well, there's probably really no way to make it sound.
Not really, because your clothes are right there.
Have you played soccer?
Yeah. How long have you been a liar?
Yeah, a pretty long time, actually. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I should. I actually lied to Shay when I was on that whole episode the whole time. I told because she
You told her you weren't dating?
No. I told her that I was on Double Dare, She was on Get the
Wow.
You
Picture.
did not.
I'm dead serious. Okay, this
You
is
to-
actually pretty.
you
Nick.
I knew you were in love with her. I did. I knew you were
Well,
in
I
love
had
with her.
to-
I could tell from the moment I was interviewing you guys.
I was like 13. I was in love with everyone.
Yeah. And
So,
yeah. Me too.
she goes.
Oh, okay.
She was actually on Get the Picture. That was her thing. Like, so she was there. So of course I had to one up that. So I'm like, oh, I was on Double Dare, totally. So the whole day, that was our conversation, was BSing about being on the old, like, our other shows. So when at the very end of after the whole thing was done, when our parents came in, my dad shows up, her parents are there, and she's like, oh, this is Nick, we're on the show. She's like, he was on Double Dare. And my dad looks at me like, him? And immediately, thank God for my dad goes, oh yeah. And
Oh,
he
so
totally
your
did.
dad's a
Skipping
liar
beat.
too.
Oh
That's
yeah,
where
the
you get
best. That's where I learned it from.
Figured that out.
Yeah.
At NBC, we had we preempted regular programming and had a 30-minute show dedicated just to the coverage of the trial that day. So every day for almost a year. That trial started in January and the verdict was in October, and I was down at the criminal courts building. I never went back to NBC. I went straight to the criminal courts building, standing there in the morning, watching the attorneys go in and then doing my story. And every day you had to come up with a story. And there was always, usually lots and lots of juicy tidbits to turn into stories, but some days there weren't. I mean, I did an entire piece on the stomach content of Nicole Brown Simpson. Do we really care that she had penne pasta and
Don't talk about
linguine?
food right now because I'm super hungry.
Okay, well, anyway. But for me, of course, the big deal. Can I get you a donut? There's one out there. Sugar, a little
don't
sugar.
eat
He's
those
so
donuts.
hungry that the phrase "contents of her stomach" did not. You didn't hear that part at the end. I
I'll
guess.
have the contents of her stomach. Can I get a side of ranch with that?
Can you put it in the microwave, though?
And finally, listen as Kirk's guests climb their self-selected steps of knowledge out of the hidden temple.
Which historical event is known as the first news event to interrupt a regularly scheduled program? What historical event, U.S. historical event, interrupted a program? Kirk is saying he knows.
Do you
The
have
first time.
Do you have the choices?
Oh, there's no choices. You're going to have to tell me what
I
it
don't
is.
know. I would say the.
I'm going to say the Vietnam War.
I'm going to
probably.
say the assassination
Oh, John F.
attempt
Kennedy.
of John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
It was Pearl Harbor,
Oh.
1941.
Wow.
Harbor.
That was the early days of television.
That was
Television
early
hadn't
days.
even become a mass.
That was
in fact-
terrible
medium.
Sunday programming.
But they had
too.
to, they first told you to turn on the TV
Yeah.
and then interrupted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 1967, in order to make the Pirates of the Caribbean look more real, what was added? Gifted by the UCLA Medical School.
Was it human hair?
Oh,
Incorrect, but that's creepy as hell.
awesome! I like that answer.
It was
though.
actually cadaver skeletons. Cadaver skeletons.
cadaver skeletons.
Although they were replaced by fake skeletons over time, but there still remains one.
They actually were going
Real
to
skull.
They were going to replace me with a cadaver skeleton.
That's why
season two.
that's why it related. There's some overlap there. The city of Chicago is one of only 5 cities with teams in each of the 5 major league sports. Name those 5 teams in the 5 major league sports from Chicago.
Blackhawks, Bulls, Bears, Cubs. Wait, there's 5?
There's a soccer team, Pat.
The Chicago Fire?
That's correct.
Okay.
All right, very, very nice. Almost continue.
That one step up, the steps of knowledge, Pat.
Oh,
So
shoot.
far, so good. Justin Bieber, the Bieber, was allegedly banned from Disneyland for committing what act while at the park?
Public urination.
Although that may be true, he was alleged to have punched Mickey Mouse in the crotch.
Yeah, wow.
At how old? At what age?
I believe it was last Wednesday.